Okay, that looks good actually. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Namaste everyone.
Namaste.
Welcome to another 45-minute duration practice. I'm here today with Wenwen.
Hi.
Wenwen, another teacher from our school. The theme of Backbends is a leverage backbend theme that requires the strength of your arms and legs to pull or push you into beautiful, beautiful shapes, but very challenging as well. So today is going to be also demonstrating the use of a strap. Feel free to incorporate as well a short meditation or grounding session before your class, and take all the time you need for Savasana at the end as well. That's all. I think we are ready.
Enjoy the practice.
Enjoy your class, everyone. Today, come to a kneeling position on your mat. Vajrasana or diamond pose is if you kneel with your feet and knees together. You can separate your heels in this position with the big toes touching so that you are sitting between your heels. Spine straight, neck long, shoulders broad. Start to connect then with the natural air that is entering and leaving the body from moment to moment. Connecting with your breath. Regulate the breath with the Ujjayi. This is the victorious breath. A regulation of the breathing by constricting the muscles in your throat. Trying to make the inhale just as deep and just as long as the exhalation. Inhale. Broaden across your ribcage, expand your chest in 4 directions. Exhale. Again, pull navel inwards as if navel, trying to kiss your spine. Next, inhale, start to move. As you breathe, lift your chin up, roll the shoulders back and develop a gentle back bend, opening the heart. Next, exhale, drop the chin down to the chest. Bring shoulders forward, explore carefully, rounding your back. Good, coordinate the breath with the motion. Inhale, open chest, open shoulders, lift the chin. Exhale, lower, middle, upper back rounding. Again, inhale with a deeper movement, lift the arms up, opening the chest and shoulders. Good. Exhale, lean all the way forwards to the mat in front of you. Now connect with the breath. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Last one. Inhale. Let's take our deepest, longest breath. Find the biggest movement in the spine. Stay for 1 moment, honoring the pause between your breaths. And exhale all the way forwards. Good. So let's bring it back up again on the inhale. And then with your next exhale, place your hands on the mat behind you, still from a kneeling position. Inhale again. Lift your chest from this pose. And feel the difference in the stretching of the front of the chest and shoulders. Exhale, drop the chin down to the chest and release your spine. Again, connect with the breath. Inhale, open chest and open shoulders. Good. Exhale, rounding the back. Next, inhale with the option, just an option if you want to pick your hips off the mat. Gently hugging those legs inwards for stability. Exhale, bring the hips back down and the back is rounding. Good. Next breath, start to lift the left arm up like a wow thing pose is an option, and lifting the hips up as well. Good. Exhale, come down from this position. And then the opposite side. Inhale, rise up. Beautiful. Exhale, come down. Let's do 1 more round. Inhale, up. Switching sides as you go along. Exhale, come down. Understanding what it means for the breath, connecting with the movement. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Now gently move the arms forward. Let's take a moment rested in child's pose position, creating length in the body. From child's pose, go ahead, let's walk our way forwards to a puppy pose. This is like a knees, chest and chin position. You have your hips stacked above your knees. You are bringing the chest downwards towards the mat as you extend your arms forwards. Your chin resting lightly on the mat if that is not very comfortable for your neck. Then modify by turning the head to rest your cheek on the mat instead. Stay finding the height of your hips, lifting the tailbone. If you have space to deepen this stretch, you can do so by walking the knees in closer towards the body. Good. On the exhale, go ahead, walk back your knees so that you lie face down on the mat. Bring the arms in as well with the elbows bent. Place your hands at the level of the chest. Inhale. Let's rise up for a baby cobra. Good. We take a few moments here, finding the height of your chest. With the next exhale, can you slowly release the hands off the mat? So that we start awakening here the muscles in our posterior chain. Continue to find a way of breathing in this pose. And your inhales can help you to lift slightly higher into position. Good. Keep your legs active, lengthening out to the toes. Lifting the kneecaps, give space for the lower back by grounding your pubic bone. And then with the exhale, release, pushing yourself up to your first downward facing dog position. Beautiful. From your down dog pose, let's rock our way forwards to plank. Exhale. As we stack the shoulders above the wrists, which means perhaps a small adjustment here, perhaps the feet go for the back. From plank to down dog, inhale. Working with the breath again, connect with the movement. Exhale, plank. And inhale to downward facing dog. Good. One more time, exhale to plank. Stay broad in the shoulders. With your next inhale, your down dog with the left leg in the air. Find a three-legged dog position. And as you exhale, keep that left leg straight to rock your way forwards again to plank. But your plank is with the left foot lifted, a one-legged plank. Now with your next inhale, drop your hips down as if you are doing an upward facing dog. Bend your left knee and try to bring the foot towards the head and head towards the foot. Good. Find your tuck position. Exhale, knee to chest. One more round. Inhale. Arch the body. Send the foot towards head. Head towards foot. Exhale, knee to chest. Good. Again, to really awaken the muscles along your back. Inhale. Arch your spine. Distribute the back bend. And find your tuck on the exhale. Using that as a transition to a low lunge pose. Set the left foot down on the mat. Resting the right knee behind you lightly. If you feel any discomfort there, place something to cushion. Good. Now place both hands on the front knee and work on gently pushing the upper body away from the lower body. Good. We are going to use this pose to prep the front of our hips. So a few things to note here, that you can increase the stretch in your hip flexor if you try to actively keep the hip in a neutral position, even if that means that you are not going down so low in your low lunge pose. There you go. Keeping the hip as neutral as you can as you send it forwards. Can also feel as if you were trying to draw the belly up towards the navel. And the stretch on the front of the right leg might be experienced up the front line of your body. That'll do. Now place the right hand down to the mat, twisting to the left, extending the arm up on the inhale, and reaching back and down on the exhale. So we are doing some circular rotations. Inhale up, and exhale down. Really use this movement. Inhale up. Good. Exhale down. Use this movement to open up your shoulder. Inhale up. Stay with the ujjayi. Exhale down. Good. One last breath. And on the exhale, can you catch your back foot with your hand? Good. Now take the next few moments, guiding the heel of that foot in close to your buttock. Staying connected here with the breath. And experiencing that the stretch in the hip flexor is now going deeper into your quads. Front of the thigh being stretched in this position. Good. One more breath. And the exhale be released without dropping the foot, please. Gently the foot comes down. Inhale, lifting the inhale, lifting the right arm up. And back as you lift the left arm. So this movement is a little bit like a reverse warrior. Good. Touching the back leg with the right hand, and the right hand crawling all the way back as far as possible. Trying to fully extend that left arm out. Keep the bicep close to the ear. And even you are trying to maintain length in both sides of the body. Stay with the breath. The more you bring the hips forward, the more you start to go into the lower body bend as well. Good. Expansion into the upward curve. That means please maintain the lift of your chest to support your lower back. And that'll do. Bring both hands down to the front of the mat. Pull the front thigh back to straighten out the front leg. In an Ardha Hanumanasana, a half monkey pose. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward bend, exhale. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and that'll do. Beautiful practice. You can step back now, downward facing dog. Again, connecting with the breath. Inhale, rock the body forward to plank. Try stacking the shoulders above the wrists. Exhale from plank to downward facing dog. Straight spine and heels are grounding. From down dog to plank, connect with your breath. Good. As you breathe, so we move. Exhale, back to down dog. With the breath to plank position. And with your next inhale, three-legged dog on the right leg up. Keep the right leg straight. Exhale, back to plank shape position. With your next inhale, dropping the hip like an upward dog, sending the foot towards the head and head towards the foot. Good. And tuck position. Exhale. And arch again. Inhale. And tucking again. Exhale. And arching again. Inhale. Let's do this one last time. Tuck. And then really open the front line of the body, reaching the foot towards the head and head towards the foot. Setting the back knee down on the mat behind you, placing the hand on the front knee. Pushing the upper body away from the lower body. Staying as neutral as you can in your hip, even if it means that your low lunge is not so low. The intention here, targeting, finding the stretch in the front side of your left hip. Targeting your hip flexor. Good. Beautiful. Now lower down on the left hand and open up to the right. Inhale. And make your beautiful arm rotations. Exhale. Connect with the breath. Inhale. And circle it back. Exhale. Open shoulders. Inhale. Good. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And catching the back foot with the right hand. Good. The stretch from the front of the hip now experienced in the quad. Send the hip forward. Maintain length in your spine. Work with dristi or gaze. There is a visual discipline in our practice that helps us to keep the mind stable, calm, focused in the here and now. Good. That'll do. Releasing without dropping that foot. Set it down on the mat behind you. And just like a reverse warrior, left arm up and goes back, right arm open. Beautiful. Working breath by breath to crawl that left hand further towards the ankle of the foot. And to try to fully extend out through the right arm. To maintain space or the lengthening of both sides of the body. And the lift of the chest. One more breath. Good. Exhale, front leg straight. Thighs move back. Take a halfway lift. Inhale. And belly towards thigh, chest towards knee, chin towards shin on the exhale. Connect with your breath. Staying present in the flow of the air then, as it enters and leaves the body. And that will do. So with the next breath, sending the front foot back, downward facing dog. Coming up on tiptoes, inhale. Now bring both knees to the chest as you gaze forwards, exhale. Next, inhale, two-step your way to the front of the mat, left foot, right foot. Come to a halfway lift, nice long spine, almost like a back bend. Exhale, forward bend, belly towards thigh, chest towards knee, chin towards shin. Arms up, inhale, give ourselves a big, beautiful stretch. Maybe it becomes a gentle back bend, but stay with the heart lifting. Good, and exhale all the way down to the mat, again, forward bending. Halfway lift, inhale. Good, exhale, walking left foot, right foot, back to plank pose position. Bend your elbows, let's do a chaturanga Dhanurasana. Good, inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. If chaturanga not in your practice, then do it on your knees, or just do a knees, chest, chin. Left foot up, three-legged dog, inhale. Rock forward to a one-legged plank, exhale, dropping the hip down like an upward facing dog. Inhale, foot towards the head and head towards the foot, tucking that left knee to the chest, exhale. Good, with the left foot on the mat in front of the body, warrior one position. Inhale, ground the back heel inwards towards the center line of the mat. Keep it straight, keep hips squared, follow with the gaze, arms extend up. Good, and exhale, palms reach the mat again, stepping back your feet. Plank pose. One vinyasa, or take your option to just arrive directly into downward facing dog, if that feels more comfortable for your practice. Good. Next, inhale, right leg lift. The continuity of the breath connecting with the movement, plank pose, exhale. Good. Dropping the hip, try sending the heart forwards to the arms as you lift your chin. Inhale. And tuck position, exhale. Use this to transition the foot to the front of the mat. Warrior one, inhale up. Beautiful, find length in the lower back here. And that'll do. Place the hands back, exhale. Step back your feet to plank pose position. Elbows bend, vinyasa, your way to downward facing dog. Beautiful. From down dog pose, come up on tiptoes, inhale. Bring knees to chest, looking forwards, exhale. Walk your way back to the front of the mat, inhale. And do a forward bend, exhale. Good. Arms up, inhale for another gentle back bend. Always expanding into the outward curve, always supporting that lower back. Exhale, come back down to the mat again. Exhale, down to the mat again. Good. Take a halfway lift, inhale. If you wish, you hop back on the exhale, but please land lightly. Both feet together, elbows bent. Good. So then your vinyasa to take you to downward facing dog with the left foot. Lift to three-legged dog, inhale up. And send the body forward to your plank pose position, exhale. Good, like an up dog, inhale foot to head and head to foot. Exhale, tuck, bring the knee to the chest. Set the foot down on the mat in front of you. Inhale, warrior one position. Good, this time stay in warrior one, but reach the arms back behind you to clasp the hands together behind the body. Inhale, open your chest and shoulders. Good. Now find a humble warrior. Exhale. The lower body exactly where it is, the equal weight distribution in both your legs. But trying to reach the mat with the crown of the head coming down to the right side of the front leg. With the hands clasped together, the movement is to bring the arms as far away from your buttocks as possible. If there is any discomfort in the elbows, then don't keep the arms straight, micro bend them. Good. Let's bring it back to warrior 1. Inhale up. And take it to a warrior 2 position. Exhale now with the arms extending and the body turns to the right. Reverse your warrior. Inhale. Good. Stay with the breath as we start now again to work on the length of the left side of the body. Of the right hand crawling down your back leg. Can you stay light on the right fingertips? And if you wish, you might even take the option here to hold the left wrist with the right hand and pull that left arm even more firmly into a beautiful, beautiful stretch. Good. And exhale, prepare for triangle pose. Both legs straight, arms extend. Left arm reach forward and it comes down. Ankle, shin or touch the mat. Right arm open. Breathe, we stay here a few more breaths. Good. Next, the transition, which might be a little bit complicated. Let's first bring the right hand to the hip and look downwards. Bending your left knee, crawl the left fingertips forwards on the mat about 1 to 2 feet. Bring it slightly to the left of the foot. Now with the next inhale, rock the body weight forwards so that you are balancing on the 4 corners of the left foot. Right foot floats up and the hip open. Inhale, extend your right arm up and perhaps you are lifting your gaze if you are balanced and stable. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon, balancing pose. Good. Always with that lengthening from the crown of the head to the back heel. Now today we want to find Japasana, which is the sugar cane. So bring that foot in and catching the ankle of the foot with the right hand. If you are not able to catch that foot, you might want to send the knee forwards instead. With the next inhale, start to kick that foot upwards and go into the openness of that left hamstring and the right front of the hip. As you kick the leg up then, think about dropping the right hip downwards in the opposite direction so that the body is facing downwards. Now stay with the left hand light on the mat. Or see if you can bring the left hand to the heart slowly. Good. Taking your time then, transitioning your way up to Natarajasana, dancer pose. Left arm lift. Right leg with a strong kick is also lifting in this position. Trying to develop a 50-50 activation. That means not just with the strength of the leg kicking and the arm holding, but with the lift of the upper body, a strong activation of the muscles along your back, a posterior chain activation. Beautiful. And let's release. Then both hands coming down to the mat with the right leg in the air. Take your time, no rush, to make your transition to a standing split. Good. Finding the height of that top leg. Next, inhale, rise up like a halfway lift position. Ensure that the shoulders are stacked over the wrists. If not, step your hands forward a little bit more. Good. Tiptoe the bottom leg. Lift the height of the hips. Kick, jump and switch. Landing in chaturanga Dhanurasana. Oh, that was beautiful. Very nice. Inhale up. Exhale, downward facing dog. So that transition was beautiful, but it was also optional. You can also just take the option of walking your way back to downward facing dog at this point of the practice, if that feels more comfortable for you. And let that happen, let that transition happen naturally when the body is ready. So coming up on tiptoes, inhale. Bring knees to the chest, exhale, look forwards. Good. With the next inhale, walk, jump or float to the front. And forward bend on the exhale. Take it up towards the ceiling. Inhale, reaching upwards, lengthening and opening. And then bringing the hands back down to the mat again. Exhale. Take a halfway lift. Inhale. Good. Walk, jump, float back. Exhale. One vinyasa or downward facing dog. From down dog with the right leg to a 3-legged dog. Inhale. Rocking forward the body to plank on the exhale. An upward dog with the foot towards head and head towards foot on the inhale. And a tuck on the exhale. Good. Warrior 1. Inhale for Virabhadrasana. Beautiful. Exhale, Warrior Two. Lengthen across from fingertips to fingertips. Reach forward and lift. Reverse your warrior. Good. Stay with the breath, connect with the breath. Expand into the outward curve. And create length in the side of your body. Taking the option here, clasping the wrist, pulling yourself deeper, but always focused on expansion into the outward curve without collapsing into the inner. Good. For one more breath, staying active, understanding what it means for the breath to be supporting your body movements. Exhale, release. Triangle pose, both legs straight, left hand. That is the right hand to the mat. And the left arm open. Good. In triangle, your priority is to keep the chest in line with the hips, so that you are gaining the most benefits of an inner leg and outer hip opening. This means the hand that is reaching for the mat does not actually have to reach the mat. You can rest it on the ankle or shin, for example, or like one, you can keep it active by not even using it to support. Good. Now look downwards, crawl the fingertips in position 1 to 2 feet in front of the foot, slightly to the right. You can leave your left hand to the hip for now as you make your transition. Good. And then extending it upwards while lifting the gaze for the full expression. Stay with the breath. If there is any tightness on that foundation leg in the hamstring, you can keep that leg slightly bent. That's just an option. Good. Let's move into Chaturanga, grabbing the foot with the hand, hold at the ankle. Inhale as you kick it upwards, send the hip downwards in the opposite direction. Good. Staying light on the right fingertips because you know eventually it has to come to the heart. Might as well become lighter and lighter already. Good. And now let's lift the hand up. And you are in a beautiful transition. Right shoulder lift, right arm open, staying with the breath now. Again, 50-50 engagement. We spend some time in our posterior chain. We spend some time opening up front of the body. This is a leverage position, but it needs to be supported with an active engagement. Good. And standing split. Let's bring both hands down, keeping that back leg in the air. Take a few breaths. Use this as a way of resetting the spine. Avoid too much rounding of the back then. And keep the height of that back leg. Okay, very exciting. Shall we try that beautiful transition again? Good. Coming up on tiptoes. And jump, switch, come down to chaturanga, Dhanurasana. Okay. Inhaling up. Exhaling downward facing down. Inhale, come up on tiptoes. Exhale, knees to chest, looking forwards, and with the breath, walk, jump or float to the front. Exhale, forward bend. Good. Take your strap with you on the inhale, rising up to standing, arms overhead. And then exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Let's move directly into our balancing pose. We are going to first balance on our left leg. So with the left foot firmly grounding into the mat, root down to the four corners. Lift the right knee to the chest, hold the knee with both your hands. And stay like this, the spine vertical, neither leaning forwards nor back. And mindful that your hips level, squared, and even. Good. So if you have not yet looped the strap yet, make the loop about the distance of half your shoulder. One has already done that. So now she's going to hold the strap with the right hand and loop the foot. Good. Placing the left hand to the hip, inhale. Exhale, the right leg extends forward and hold on to that foot with the hand. You can keep the knee slightly bent. If there is any tightness in the hamstring, you can keep your foundation leg slightly bent. The next transition then is to bring that foot in towards the body, again bending the knee, switching. Good, to take the foot behind the body, right palm facing upwards in this position. Lift that foot up as high as you can, and then think about that right elbow coming forwards to bring the foot closer to the shoulder and transition the elbow upwards. That means that you have flipped your grip. Raja Natarajasana, King Dancer pose. When you're ready, extend the left arm as a kind of counterbalance to this pose. Again, the bottom knee can be slightly bent. If there is any tightness in hamstring, keep it straight. And if you wish, you would take the option to reach the opposite elbow with the balancing hand as you crawl the hand closer and closer. Good. Maybe hand over hand. Maybe the hands can come closer to the foot. Once you are in the position you wish to work from, inhale, work on lifting those arms upwards like a teardrop shape to see if the arms can straighten upwards in this position. 5, 4, 3, stay strong, 1, 2, and release gently. Take your time coming out the same way we came in with control. Leg extending forward on the inhale, and both feet down, exhale. Good, holding the opposite elbows with both your hands with the knees slightly bent, feet slightly separate. Rocking the body gently left and right, taking a moment here to rest. That'll do, okay. Let's bring it back up to standing position. Take a deep breath in. Ensure no nausea or giddiness, lightness in the head. Good. Foundation on the right leg now, rooting down to the four corners of the foot. Left knee to the chest. Hold with both hands interlaced and pull it in close to the body, staying with the straight spine. Vertical. Good. Level and squared are your hips. Working with 3D, gazing at a spot in front of you. Take that strap now. Let's loop the foot with the left hand, leaving the right hand on the hip for now. Inhale, start to lengthen that leg forwards, and if it needs to be bent, it is bent. If it is straight, it is straight. Utthita Hasta Padangustha Dhanurasana, the extended hand to big toe pose. Today is going to be used as a transition to Raja Natarajasana, King Dancer. Let's see if this can happen today. Slowly bend your left knee. Bring the foot back behind you. Keep the palm up, foot facing. Send the foot towards the shoulder, elbow comes forward and lift upwards. Now the length of the left side body as you extend the right arm like a counterbalance. Good. Take your option if you want to reach the elbow with the right hand and use that to walk the hand closer and closer until both hands reach the strap. Last few moments to adjust to see if perhaps the hands can crawl hand over hand closer towards your back foot. And now inhale strongly, lifting the arms up to see how straight and vertical you can stay with your strong arms and legs in a leveraged position, incorporating the strong posterior chain engagement and all from a stable foundation. And that'll do. Beautiful practice when slowly coming back the same way we came down, extending that leg forward. Good, and release. Elbows bent, knees slightly bent, legs slightly wider apart. Rocking gently side to side, holding the opposite elbows with both hands, the body like a pendulum. Even the neck is soft, the head like a bowling ball. Good. And then with the hands on the mat, go ahead and slowly walk your way back to plank pose position, lowering it down to lie face down on the mat. Good. And continue to rest the body. So the King Dancer, which was practiced in the essential level classes in our studios last week. In the basic class though, what we practiced was called Dhanurasana or bow pose. So let's do one Dhanurasana while we are in a prone position. Send both feet in, close to the hips. Good. Ensure that your feet and knees no wider than the distance of the hips. There is an inner leg engagement. Now reach back for the feet with your hands. You want to hold the feet from the inside or only hold the feet from the outside if you have tight shoulders. Good. The thumbs are facing upwards as a guide. Now inhale, kick those legs back strongly to find the height of the upper body, opening the chest, opening the shoulders. More importantly, find a way to lift the upper body as high from the mat as possible. This is a way of us to incorporate, once again, a strong and active posterior chain, along with the leverage of the arm and leg strength, the 50-50 engagement. Good. Slowly release and resting the body on the mat. Prone position. Good. Go ahead and bring the arms forward. And let's have a Sphinx pose. Rest your elbows then underneath your shoulders. And with your straight legs, ensure that your legs are not too wide apart as well. Sphinx pose is an active pose. You are trying to pull the heart forwards between the gateway of the arms. You create space for your lower back by lengthening the tailbone downwards, as if pressing that pubic bone to the mat. And you keep the legs active with the lift of the knees and sending those toes to the back of the mat. Good. Now reach back with that right arm. Reach back with the right arm. Let's see if we can do the half variation of the big toe bow pose. So what one is doing now is to not use the strap. She is going to challenge herself, and she's brought the foot close to the buttock with the toes pointing outwards. In this way, her hand reaches from the underside of the foot for the inside of the foot. Good. And once she is holding strongly to the ball of the foot, now she's going to pull the foot in close to the shoulder and have the elbow come forwards and up to flip her grip. Now stay, again, there is a 50-50 engagement. Stay strong in the muscles as she starts to lift the right arm up. And here she is even lifting up from Sphinx pose position. Good. Right arm as straight as you can, lifting that foot up. And release. Okay. Resting is happening. Flipping the grip, very, very challenging.
Wet palms.
If you have wet palms. Okay. So let's try again. Left foot in, flex, point the toes out away from that center line. Reach back for the underside of the foot. So generally speaking, you have a firmer grip if you are able to grab under the ball of the foot towards the arch. Good. Now pull that foot in towards the shoulder, send the elbow forwards and lift. Lengthen the left side of the body, gaze forward, breathe, and try to extend the left arm upwards, maybe even lifting the right elbow off the mat. Wet palms. So let's rest, slowly releasing the body. This is working us towards, of course, the full expression of the pose, which was in the intermediate class. Padangustha Dhanurasana wants us to do both legs with both arms. One, of course, then is going to be using a strap. She is doing so that we can understand how we can also incorporate the use of a strap to help us progress our way into the full expression of this pose. So the strap that was about a half shoulder width distance earlier, she's going to lengthen to a full shoulder width distance. Feel free to change the distance of the strap to suit your level of flexibility accordingly. Good. Then with both knees bent, big toes touching, and the knees are a little bit wider apart, but not too wide, about the distance of your hips. And reaching back with both hands now, let's see if she can pull the feet in towards the shoulder, one arm at a time. Good. The exact same movement as King Dancer and the halfway bow pose. And now take the next few breaths active, expanding upwards, and again trying to lengthen the arms upwards, maybe one day arms straight in this pose. Finding that beautiful teardrop shape and figuring out a way to incorporate strong posterior chain engagement. Let's stay a few breaths here. We didn't flow all the way to this point of the practice to hold for just a few. 5, 4, 3. Now see if the arms can lift up a little bit higher, arms a little bit straighter for 2. 1 deep breath as high as you can. Okay, exhale, relax your body. Beautiful practice. And then you can release the strap, and we don't need the strap anymore. Good. Stay on the mat like this. Create length for your lower back. Feeling into the effects of the sequence in the body. Good. And then when we feel ready to move again, we are going to come up to a seated position. So sit with both legs extending forwards on the mat. Find Dandasana pose. Take your time and no rush. Dandasana is staff pose. Legs straight, body straight and vertical. This can be supported with the arms on the mat. Good. From Dandasana pose, can you bring the left foot into the inner thigh of the right leg? Going into a Janu Sirasasana. But first we twist towards the bent knee. Inhale and twist. Beautiful. With the right hand to the left knee, the left hand on the mat behind you supports a straight spine, maintaining length in your twist and working with the breath. And we're ready with your next inhale, left arm extends up and over to the right. Good. So we are not done with that reverse warrior shape, that is side stretching. But in this context now we are more concerned with releasing any discomfort or soreness in the lower back from our sequence. So try your best to keep your sit bones grounded in this position, and it can help you to target the lower back. Clasping the foot is entirely optional and not required. Really the objective here is to find a release in your left lower back from the sequence. So stay revolving the body upwards, maintain length, stay for one more breath. And release, coming back up again. Inhale, exhale, left foot forwards, right foot back. Good. Inhale, let's twist again. Spend a few moments here maintaining length on both sides of your body. Maintaining length. Working with the breath. We are not yet finished with the Ujjayi. And we're ready, right arm up and over to the left. On the inhale, keep the heart open. Good. As a guide, if you gaze under your right armpit up towards the ceiling, you should see the space just above you on the ceiling. If not, you need to revolve the heart more open by bringing that right shoulder back, left shoulder forwards. Stay connected with both sit bones today. And if that means that the hand is not able to reach the foot, then so be it. But if you can connect with the 50-50 engagement once again. Not just the strength of the arm pulling against the leg, but staying active in your supporting muscles. Beautiful. And that'll do. Release. Gently bring it back up. Good. Take your time to gently roll your way back with the legs up in the air, finding Viparita Karani. Gentle inversion posture. This is a very gentle pose that works like an inversion to guide the flow of blood back to the upper body from the lower body. Staying like this can feel more comfortable if you take the option of bending your knees and supporting underneath your hips with your hands or a block. Or if you wish, the option here is to roll your hips up and over your shoulders, taking a halasana or plow pose position. If you want halasana, then ensure that you have a stable foundation in your upper arms, and you do so by clasping the hands together behind the body. Maybe gentle, careful rocking motion to tuck the shoulders underneath your chest a little bit more, hugging elbows and palms together. Good. Ensure that your head does not move in this position, only gaze upwards. Pay very close attention then to the safety of your neck. And your option here is to stay in plow, or perhaps you want to support the back with your hands. Lengthen one leg at a time upwards, or both legs together to find Sarvangasana, shoulder stand. Good. Again, mindful of what your neck is experiencing. There is no strain in the neck here. Body need not be perfectly vertical in a shoulder stand. It all depends on how tight, once again, the neck feels. Always trying to keep the elbows hugging close for the foundation in the upper arms, and not too much weight on the back of the head. That'll do. Let's come down one vertebrae at a time. Take your time, no rush. Upper back, middle back, and lower back coming down to the mat slowly. with the arms and legs spread comfortably wide, toes out, heels inwards, spreading the arms out so the palms face upwards on the mat. Eyes closed. No more ujjayi, only a deep abdominal breath. Give rest to the body. Stay here for as long as you need. Before concluding your practice today. So thank you very much for following this sequence. Stay safe as you keep practicing, with joy in the body and peace in the heart. Namaste.